I really felt like music, like I didn't pick music, it picked me. When I didn't feel like I fit in, that's when that's when I found music and felt like I finally had a space. What's up? This is Mohit. I'm on Inqalab Decypher, and I'll be breaking down my song Milenge. बैठा यहाँ क्यों मैं अब क्या सोच रहा, क्यों लगे तेरे बुरे इरादे, आजा मेरे हाथों से हाथ मिला, क्यों ना आगे जाके मुझे ना मारे, कितनी बार बोल रहा ध्यान लगा, क्यों मैं बैठा ऐसा यूं, किस खुदा को चाहता तू, मिलेंगे हम आखिर में. Basically the song is really just a song that I was contemplating. You're in the middle of college and middle of work and all this kind of like transitional phase in your mid-20s, and you just like start contemplating everything that you're going through. And especially after I lost a friend and went through a lot of like major changes in my life, and I found myself just like wondering why I do what I do, and like what the purpose of all of this was, and what I wanted to do with it further. I realized that outside of getting help from the people around me and the friends and the family that care about me, it was important for me to help myself and be very clear on what I wanted to do with my life and what I wanted to do with my art. Essentially, the song is even though it is very much like first person, I could be talking to myself in the mirror, kind of debating whether the decisions that I made were right or wrong. But at the end of it, किस खुदा को चाहता तू मिलेंगे हम आखिर में. Like at the end of it doesn't matter क्योंकि we're all going to be in the same place. It doesn't matter what the choices you make. It's about the impact that you leave while you're here and present. अभी खाली शुरुआत है, हर कदम पे मैं ध्यान लगा के भागूं, इन बादलों के पीछे जैसा रात है, ये ढलता चांद जैसे आंखों में आग है, लगता है दम आगे बढ़ के जो अब दिखे तेरे रंग, बहुत सहना बाकी अब ना करूं आंखें बंद, लौंडे इधर बैठे जैसे होना सिर्फ है भंड, खोए सारे अपने धुओं में ना किसी चीज़ पे मन. Sometimes I think all of us find ourselves doing things that we don't want to waste our time on, but you get so caught up in your friends and your social life and just things that you might be doing that are just taking up the time that you don't want to take up. And you only realize it when it's too late sometimes. So, for me, I was trying to remind myself that even though there's so much that I might have lost, so much time that I've lost, or, there's regrets. So I just want to move forward and grow. And now that I've recognized these problems or like recognize the things that I want to change, I want to make sure that, I take the right steps for me, my family, and the people that I care about. At the end of 2021, it was a transitional period for me. I was just finishing college and, I was in the US, so visa ke issues the, I had lost a really close friend of mine. And, I had just been taking L's on L's. So there was a lot of pressure on me. And I started working full time as an audio engineer. It took, even though I was in the music industry, it took a lot of energy out of me, creative energy out of me, social energy out of me. And it made me go on a little hiatus with my music. And I think I beat myself up for it for too long, कि like, oh, एक और महीना चला गया, 6 महीने चले गए, 1 साल हो गया, अब 2 साल होने वाले हैं. So, I spoke to Dhruv recently and, he was just like, bro, you just got to take a leap of faith. And this song unknowingly was me explaining that to myself. Maybe I wasn't fully understanding it, but I realized that people need to hear that too, that they just need to take a second, look at it from the outside, and just take a leap of faith. This song really came from that dark spot of me just trying to understand, how I would move forward and what mentality I need to keep myself in. You should just regret a little less, and live a little more. It's always been a part of me, unknowingly. I definitely realized that I really loved doing this shit when I was in 6th or 7th grade. I had my first solo performance ever. Actually, I was supposed to perform with other people. They all backed out. And I found myself, in front of this crowd of people singing, not really realizing what I was going into. But at the end of it, the applause and people embracing it and appreciating me. As someone who was never really the best at like academics, I felt like I was good at something for the first time in my life. Moving forward, I just started, learning instruments. Like back in the day, like in high school and shit, in school, it was just like bands, like hip hop to hum jante the, but like we didn't really know a lot of people that were like producing and doing stuff at home. I had a couple of friends that were picking that stuff up on the electronic side. And eventually, I remember having this conversation with my mom. I guess I was just like, I sat her down one day. Mom, I think I want to do music. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I want to do music for life. And she was like, no, you're not. Obviously, fast forward, she's probably my biggest supporter right now. So, no hate to her, obviously. But I remember that moment that I just knew. And I didn't know what it meant. And like, obviously moving forward, I learned, like people ask me like how I learned the guitar. I'm completely self-taught. I used to just like in every context have my guitar playing it. And I didn't know why, if I was like sad, like kuch ghar pe chal raha hai ya kuch, just go into my room, start playing the guitar with little to no reason for why I was doing it. I just knew that that's how I felt good. And even like even it doesn't even have to be something that deep. Like I'd be watching TV and I'd be playing the guitar. Like literally like TV पे like volume full है but guitar बजा रहा हूँ side में. And इससे ज़्यादा details नहीं जाना, but literally bathroom में भी like बैठ के like there was just no boundaries to this shit. It was just going to your friend's house, take your guitar. It's really gonna be the type of album that I want people to listen to alone. The reason being, I need people like I made it at such a vulnerable point. Unknowingly, I captured the last 3 years of my life, like the transition from going to college to getting out of college, and then going through like everything that honestly most mid-20s people go through. Firstly, like this is for the people that want to do this shit or pursue something that they're scared of pursuing. You have to take that leap of faith. So, firstly, obviously, shout out to the people that birthed me, my parents. They've been my biggest supporter. We've been through ups and downs, but that's life. And then honestly, in Desi hip hop, dude, I have to give it to Dhruv, DRV. That's, one of the first people that like gave me a chance. Akash, Loka, like people don't know this, but like they were one of the first people to co-sign me properly and like really believe in this shit. And then, dude, like honestly, shout out to all of my collaborators like Yashraj, Katoptris, Dropped Out. I can keep taking names. But more importantly, like shout out to the people listening, because like 4 years ago, I don't think anybody thought that anybody would be listening to any of our shit. Or like, we just put it out hoping that they would, but we didn't realize how big this was going to be. So shout out to the listeners more than anything else. Shout out to the community.